actually went and started doing some research and found the kids were right and the old man was wrong. You shouldn't really use petroleum products on a baby's skin. So I started looking to see how I could do better, and I ended up having to look to see what plants would do the things that I wanted. I wanted to be able to stop a scab forming and keep the skin flexible and encourage the skin to heal without scarring. And eventually I come up with the invisible glove, and it works. It actually goes into the skin. You only need a little bit. It goes right in the skin. It's totally absorbed. Anything that isn't absorbed by the skin is wasted. It goes into the skin completely, and nothing can get to the skin. Detergents, chemicals, solvents, grease, and the one thing that everybody overlooks, perspiration. People forget that perspiration is part of the waste elimination process, and depending on what you've been eating, your stress levels, the environment, your perspiration or sweat can have some very irritating acids and salts in it. If you don't believe perspiration is an irritant, get some in a cut or get some in your eye and it stings like blazes. You'll see a lot of people get a rash under the watch or under a ring or when they're wearing gloves. The perspiration's been held in contact with the skin and it's irritated it. Once you get irritated, you perspire more to cool it down, and then it gets worse. What the invisible glove does, it stops the perspiration getting back on the skin. You can sweat through it, but nothing, including your own perspiration, can get back on the skin. Once you remove that irritation, the body can then heal itself up. But while it's constantly being irritated, you've got an ongoing problem. Well, I had a look at what's happened to us. We seem to have become very, very clever, and we've got all the chemicals in the world to do all wonderful things. But if you go back a couple of hundred years, we started off with plants. And everything we made, our soaps, our creams, everything was based on really natural plant extracts. As we progressed, we found a chemical that would imitate that plant, another chemical that would imitate that plant, and I really think we lost the plot. What I did was take a step back 200 years and start again, and instead of getting sidetracked and going down the chemical path, working on what we learned on plants and the new plant extracts we have, and going back and using the knowledge from way back. A lot of products claim they have no sodium lauryl sulfate in them. We can guarantee ours don't. We'll take through a spectrographic analysis and prove there's none. You'll find there's a lot of products, shampoos, body wash, that claim to have no sodium lauryl sulfate. Well, maybe they haven't added any, but the actual process of making it, using chemicals along with natural products, produces sodium lauryl sulfate in the product as a byproduct of the process. And that just happens to be the chemical that's the official irritant. If you need to raise a patch of irritation for a test, that's what you use. There's no sodium lauryl sulfate in a plant, and we only use plant extracts. The results we get are, I got a call from this lady, very, very concerned. She had twin boys and they had bad eczema, and she'd heard about the invisible glove.
The boys are about 13 weeks of age, and Griffin had had something to eat prior the night before that really aggravated him, and it just went from there. He was just started on the face and then rashed sort of right through, and then Rhett developed it about a week later. Went to the GP and he said, you know, they're going to have prone to eczema, and within 2 months they were just looked like they'd been burnt. We had to use steroids and bandage them, and it just got worse and worse. They had their allergies tested, and so we did an elimination of foods, and we tried in this period of time all these different creams. Each week I was trying stuff internally, like naturopathically, and eventually we just got to the point where nothing was working.
So I said, this is the go, give it a try. And she was very, very concerned because of the babies, and they're so fragile and so small. She rang back a couple of days later and said, oh, we've decided we'll try the invisible glove. I said, good, go to your post office box, it's waiting for you.
He didn't charge me and he sent me the tube out.
And I said to Jeanette, I said to my wife, she'll be ringing on Monday, this was on the Wednesday, she'll be ringing on Monday with the results.
And we were amazed. Within 2 days, the boys were 70% improvement. Even the GP was amazed at how much their skin had improved.
The doctor said, this can't happen, there's no way. She said, it's clearing, it's nearly all gone, if that's right. She said, it's only been 2 days. I said, that's about right, that's when we expect to see results. And that's normal, that's So she's quite happy.
So now we've been using it for about a 3-year period, and it has kept their skin stable, and it's great because it's all natural. We used to use it on their nappy rash when they were little, just everything, like all on their, you know, hands, face, everywhere. It's a very, very safe product. And yeah, it was great. It's kept them stable for this length of time, and their skin's never been better. So I just mainly love the invisible glove. I live and breathe it.
I've had ladies bring little babies in, little kids in to the factory and sit them up on the counter and get the kids to show me how their skin is, how good it is. I mean, this is great. I got the greatest job description in the world. I stop babies crying.